All right, guys, so this thing is taking some serious elbow grease to wash. You can see, like, as I'm washing all that dirt, the water just turned it brown. Look at that. Nasty. This thing has probably not been washed in years. This probably hasn't been driven. It's probably been driven more in the past couple days than it has in the past, like, 10 years, man. This thing is pretty preserved relic. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a really long time. I've been busy doing stuff on my house, selling parts on my blue four-door. I know you guys don't know about that, but let me explain. So the car was not up to really something I wanted to build anymore. It wasn't as clean as I want. I cut up the interior. So I went ahead and bought this Civic. This is a 1992 Honda Civic. It's a DX. It is my new AWD sedan, and I'm super stoked about it. So when I got the car, it was a lot like it was covered in stuff, and I had to really scrub it. And I will show you guys some previous clips that I filmed for this video that I just did not like. So I'm out here filming it again. This is gonna be a lot. This is better. So this is more empty out here. It's not as freezing outside. It was really cold when I filmed me washing, like the first wash of the car. But basically, some things that I did end up doing, I did put a new rear bumper on this car because this one is OEM and it is painted correctly. The bumper that was on the car when I got it was not OEM, and the whole thing was painted. And if you guys notice, right here, there's a black spot that's unpainted on the OEM bumpers. And also the other bumper that came on the car, which will probably be in this video, it had a big old kind of like a not gash, but a chunk of the paint was missing. Looks like something hit it or they backed into something. So it's super clean. It has a salvage title, but good thing is it was repaired correctly. The car was in 2 accidents, so someone had sideswiped on this side because this fender is not OEM, and if you actually kind of stand back, it is a slightly different shade of green, which kind of sucks. It looks a little more silver, but I'm not complaining too much. It is very clean, and you can see the front end lines up like damn near perfect. I ended up putting this headlight on. Another reason why I thought it was a passenger side, because this headlight that's on here now is a Stanley headlight. The one that was on the car before was aftermarket, while the driver's side one was, this is the original headlight to the car. That is a Stanley headlight. That's how I know it was actually the side that had the accident. And according to the VIN number, we put my buddy pulled the VIN on it. This car was also rear-ended. That's why it had the bumper that was painted improperly. And now we have the correct bumper. And when I had the bumper off, it was repaired very well. You couldn't even tell there was an accident. And same with the front, because I had the front bumper off as well. Nothing's wonky, nothing's sketchy about it. 2 car accidents, and whoever owned the car actually cared quite a bit because they had a shop professionally fix it. So I did throw these Nittos on, and because the wheels that came on here were Mini Cooper wheels, and they were hideous, and the tires are going flat on them, and these definitely do it justice. The car looks really clean. It looks just as clean on camera as it does in person. So the front bumper, you know, you have your scratches on it, you have stuff like that on it, paint chips, so you can tell it was repainted. Underneath this chip is a kind of a like sanded down green underneath it. So I think this was the original bumper, just repainted, and that was repainted correctly. As you can see, the grill was masked off. Another thing, I threw on the carbon fiber hood because the hood that was on here, it was painted really well. Underneath it was green as well, but there was dents on it, and I had this hood sitting in my garage, and I did not want it getting all banged up, so I threw it on the car. Made a little delete plate for this, and because we're going K-series in this thing, and I will talk about that later on, so we're going to have our hood dumps more along right here. So super excited about that. I got the hood pins lined up. That was kind of a pain in the ass, not gonna lie. But yeah, so this side is, everything's really clean. This car has no like dents on it, man. This thing is like really straight. So someone really cared about this car. And same with this side, nice and clean. I went ahead and threw on the mirror delete. This is a super rare piece. I've only seen one other one, and it was on a forum. So happy about that. That came off the blue sedan, and the car is auto tragic, guys. But we'll get into that. This car's going case here, so it really doesn't matter. What else can we talk about? So that is it for the exterior. The car is super clean. Got the collector plate on there. This car went through some stuff, but it looks like it was repaired very well, and you couldn't even tell. Look how nice these bumper defender sides meet up, guys. Now one more thing, I had the car polished. I had to wash it 3 times, had to clay bar the car, and I had it polished, and it turned out really nice. As you can see, the roof was like really faded. Not faded, but it was very dull. There's no clear coat peels, nothing like that along the roof of this car. It's a very clean car, exactly what I was looking for, and it is a very rare color. It came only in the 92s and 1993s, and to kind of go along with that, we do have a airbag that has, or a dash that has no airbag in it, which is only a 92 and 93 option as well. So let's take a look at the interior, and then we'll kind of pop the hood and show you guys what is going on under the hood. It's obviously stock, but I want to show you guys some cool things about this engine. All right, now we're on the interior. Interior is nothing crazy. It is not complete. But it is not dirty. It has some serious potential. So starting with, it's missing a headliner. So that kind of got me thinking, like, do I want to gut the car but not cut it? Probably not going to do that. I want to try to complete this interior. It has, like I said, the no airbag dash. And this piece right here, it is because it had manual windows. It has that hole. I do want to get a like a piece from an EX or something where it's just a block off, because it was power mirrors, because you know these manual mirrors have the hole so you can adjust your mirror manually with this knob. I went ahead and threw on the Momo steering wheel the other day just to get it off the garage floor, because like the hood, it would end up getting beat up. So now this car is this car has 79,000 miles on it, guys. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. Like, how does a car that's 33 years old, and what are the chances of finding one that has that low mileage? And we'll get over what I paid for this car. It wasn't like the steal of the century, but it wasn't expensive at all, probably because it's automatic and it's a salvage title and it's a 4-door. It has those things that can kind of ding it on the price, which to me, I love 4-doors. This is why I got another 4-door. I was originally looking for a hatch because I've never had an EG hatch, and I know it's kind of like a quintessential car, like an EG hatch. If you're a Honda guy, you got to have an EG hatch at some point. I never had a hatch. I had a CRX one time. If you want to consider that, it is a hatchback, I guess. It does have also the factory radio, which is actually really cool. I had one of these, so I had one of these radios in I had a 1994 coupe. It was painted Midori green. If I have a picture of it, I will throw it up on the screen. It was pretty clean. It wasn't bad. I should have left the original paint and just had it polished, because the paint was like really clean actually. And I was just dumb. I was young. I'm like, I want to paint a Midori, you know. So I painted Midori, and I ended up finding this exact radio at a junkyard, and I threw it in my coupe. But it has a Civic tape deck. The screen looks like it got busted out, or maybe the heat got to it or something. It is 30-some years old. It's missing a volume knob. No big deal. Everything works like it should. When I checked in the glove box the other day, I was kind of amazed at how clean it was, and like how, you know, you got your sticker right there. Little things like that really, it's really cool. I really like that kind of, you know, throwback type stuff. It's kind of a time capsule, man. So I had this off. This is a center console piece, cigarette lighter, ashtray, and all that, because I was removing the SRS system, all the wiring, because I have this steering wheel that has no airbag on it, and I get kind of OCD, and I remove all the SRS stuff from under the dash. No big deal. So I'm gonna put that back on once I'm done. Actually, I gotta take a dash out to put my new wire harness in, to kind of figure out where I want to mount my ECU. So that's gonna be in probably a few weeks. So I'm like, well, you know what? I might as well just leave that piece off as one less thing I got to remove. This is a, like I said, DX, so we got the manual windows, manual locks, tan interior, which is a lot of people might not like, but I think it's pretty cool. Cool thing is there is like zero bolster wear, and for my Honda guys, you know how like this right here gets absolutely destroyed. This is really solid. This is really clean. Pretty cool. This piece is broken, just kind of annoying because I have to like basically hold this and then pull on this, but it's all good. We're missing the speaker and the cover, so I got to source that, and I got to source the bottom cover for the steering column. So we can just pop this trunk, and I don't have to put a socket in there because this trunk is not cut like my blue sedan. Let's take a look at what is in the back of the car. It's pretty empty, just a spare tire, but I'll show you guys real quick. So this has some of the carpeting in here. It had like some kind of piece right here that was not for this car, and it was sagging and it was all nasty, so I tossed it. I'm just gonna take this out, take a little bit of weight out of the car. So here's the side that I got hit, and you can see like there's a little tiny little like spot right here. They probably massaged the metal out, but it was done very well. I'm not complaining about it. Versus this side where it's like really straight, you know. But that's like something, it honestly looks like something could have been like just something smacked, whatever was in the trunk could have possibly rolled and hit that. So that's about it. I mean, the car is really clean, and it's a fresh, clean slate. Not much. Let's pop the hood. Let's see what we got going on. Well, can't really pop it because I removed the cable so I can put my hood pins in. Ooh, and that door shuts really crispy. I love that. So we'll just kind of open this hood up. All right, really cool thing about this car, I want to start with this radiator. It is a Denso radiator, guys. This is an OEM radiator. So we got the Honda logo. I've never seen one of these. Put in the comments if you've seen cool stuff like this, if you guys like seeing cool stuff like this. I think this is really cool. And we have this sticker right here. This is really neat. 33-year-old sticker telling you what spark plugs to run in this thing. That's really cool that that stayed intact, and we got this some kind of barcode probably from the factory intact. We got some mileage labels on here. So in 2020 this car had 60,000 miles on it. Maybe probably throttle body cleaning. Don't know what WP at the top of my head. Don't know what OS. Just a lot of abbreviations from the mechanic shop. Timing belt possibly. Idler pulley was replaced. Don't know what VCG. PCV valve was replaced. A lot of things. There's like some maintenance acronyms on here that I just don't really care about. Engine bay is really clean. Paint just needs to be washed. It is complete. There's no scratches, nothing. And that is really exciting, actually. It does have the Mitsubishi, which is a brand that Honda uses on their cars back then. They might still use them now, but if you go on their website and you try to find some OEM parts for the EG, like the engine, you'll see the brand is, you're either going to get Denso or Mitsubishi for majority of the parts, and Hitachi for the igniter, maybe distributor, maybe other ignition related stuff. Oh, along with these spark plug wires, they are made by Sumitomo, which is also another supplier for OEM Honda parts back then. Those are probably the original spark plug wires. That's why I'm like thinking, if these are the original spark plug wires, I do want to pull one of these plugs out and see if they're original spark plugs, which would be absolutely insane. I doubt they are, but considering this car has had maintenance done on it. All right, so I want to talk about, hang on one second, try to get a thumbnail. All right, so I'm going to talk about what I want to do with this car. So basically, we are going to all-wheel drive swap it. What else would we do with it? I mean, all-wheel drive, obviously we've got the full all-wheel drive kit from the blue four-door. That is going to be going on to this one right here. A way cleaner example. It is uncut. It's got the full interior, got the speaker tray, nothing's cut. So we are going to be doing a K-Series all-wheel drive. I was kind of going back and forth though. I want to build, because I have two K20 blocks at home, and I have one K20A2 Type S head. These are both K20A2 blocks. Do I want to build a rod piston K20A2 with some cams, which is going to cost me a little more money, a little more of a wait time, and I can't stand not driving this car, or not driving a fast Honda? or do I want to buy a K24A for $1,000, do the Type S oil pump upgrade. I'm going to be doing a clutch, center feed, intake manifold, stuff like that on the car. It's already going to cost a lot of money. Do I want to do that, or do I want to build a motor and do the other stuff on top of that? I decided to go with a K24A2 in this car, or K24A, a JDM K24A, and just a stock CRV transmission. I do want to get it from Old School Honda Capital, or Old School Capital, whatever. It's like a, they have like the all-wheel drive parts. They have a lot of old Honda parts on there. They have a really nice transmission that's been like, everything has been zinc coated, it's been clean. It's like $1,100. Then I want to throw LSD in it, throw the all-wheel drive stuff onto this car, obviously boost it. We're gonna get a turbo manifold from Fuse Fab. So anyway, that's kind of the vision for this car. I have drums. I hate drums. Easy way to how to do your drum brakes: remove the trailing arm, toss it into one of these shit piles over here, and throw on some discs. So my all-wheel drive arms are obviously disc brake. They'll fit right up to this car. Drive shaft might need to be shortened. The drive shaft that I bought, the 3-inch drive shaft, 1,000 horsepower drive shaft I bought on the blue 4-door, was cut for a B series. It's going to be a K. I was told it's the K series T case goes, it faces the rear, it goes back just about an inch, so you might have to actually cut the drive shaft and have the front, at least the front part, rebalanced and all that. We got some fab work to do, and my Haltech. So Haltech 1500 or 2500 Elite, one of those two. I'm still kind of, I'm being told the 1500 is plenty for this car because I have a few inputs that I would need to add because I added a few sensors. Then bring me running the Haltech WB1. I'm going to have EGTs welded onto the exhaust, the intake, turbo manifold, and IC7 display and all that. So that's kind of what we got going on with this car, guys. I'm really excited for this new chapter, this new project. This is a very clean slate. It was bone stock when I got it. It's not exactly bone stock, but it's stock as far as the engine. Obviously, I have the wheels on here and the carbon hood and the Momo steering wheel. I do have my coilovers back here I need to throw on, along with basically I stripped all the good suspension components out of the blue 4-door. So the front LCAs were OEM with the polyurethane energy suspension bushings that are going right onto this car, obviously, because they took so long. The bushings are cheap, but they are a bitch to change. All right, so the vision, what I'm going to call this car is, imagine if you took a Canadian model DX hatchback. So those cars came with just a driver mirror, no AC, manual steering, and it was really light, no power options. So this car will actually be basically take a Canadian model DX, and you take out the mirror, including the passenger mirror removal, because you don't really see those very often in the sedans. So this is basically a DX hatch with 4-door, well, not a hatch, but it's a DX, as you would see on a hatchback, but in sedan form, with RT 4-wheel drive. It's my Canadian DX RT 4-wheel drive model, if that makes sense. Dude, how cool is that? Look at that. Hang on, I gotta hold the hood with my head. Boom! That's kind of rare, huh? Okay, so I should probably tell you guys what I paid for this car. I paid $2,500 for this sedan, and I'm really happy with it. So if you don't like the price, if you don't like it, I overpaid for it, whatever, clean or dirty title. 79,000 miles on it, clean body, well taken care of, drives amazing. Like, it drives like my 2015 Civic. I'm not mad about it, dude. Like, for real, it's a really good car. So it's probably the cleanest Honda, maybe the cleanest Honda I've owned, maybe not, I don't know. But steering wheel straight, the car tracks straight, there's no rattling, none of that going on in the car. This thing drives like my 2015 Honda Civic, and it's just really crazy because it's a 33-year-old Civic, and I was not even born yet when this car came out, which is pretty insane. Well, it came out in February. The door tag says February of 1992. So I was not born yet. I was born in August of 1992. So Yeah, this is crazy. It's like going back in time and driving, or what it would be like to drive a newer or a low mileage Honda Civic. All right, so let's hear this thing start up. And I do not like this ignition switch. I'm gonna take the sedan ignition switch and the clutch assembly and all the manual stuff. Anyway. Sounds good, man. Sounds so quiet. This thing even sounds like my 2015 Civic. Sounds like a brand new car. I love this thing. Super excited. Woo! Trying to get another cool thumbnail. Watch some tweaker hop in there and drive off with it. Dude, how do they? Like this. Anyway guys, thank you for tuning in. We are gonna get out of here and oh no, we got some dirt on my paint. I'm just kidding. So we're gonna get out of here and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys are just as excited for this new project as I am. And with that said, have a good one. Thank you for tuning in and later.